My salutations to Shri Sadguru Yogi Nareyana thathayaa. Satcharitra of Shri Sadguru Yogi Nareyana thathayaa of Kaiwara. Chapter 12, Transition from Muladhara to Sahasrara. Shri Thathayaa seated himself in the posture of Padmasana as defined in the science of yoga. With all the nice body crevices, eyes, ears, nostrils, mouth, and the two excretory measures closed and the tongue held between clenched jaws and the head held in vertical alignment above the neck, he sat erect with the steady devoutness on the lines of the final state of samadhi. With controlled reprieve, he focused his mind on Lord Shiva. At the end of persistent internal vision, he was able to perceive the obscure location known to Kailasagiri. The practicing yogi contemplated how to gain access to that location. With the windpipes of Ida and Pingala, he shot the pellets of air straight at the Pavana resident in the Muladhara region. It was so forceful that the Pavana surrendered and gave way. The blockage of air by Kumbhaka led to the invasion of prana and apana energies on the Agni site of the Muladhara region. When the heat was unbearable, the serpentine Kundalini gave in and relented its control over access to the Brahmanodi of Sushumna. Seizing upon the moment, the prospective yogi charged into the Muladhara region. He engaged the adversaries, like Ishanathraya and Ashtamada Arishadvarga, in a fierce battle. After vanquishing them, he finally came upon the god, Ganapati, in charge of Muladhara, and demanded, "Who are you? Shed your insolence and describe yourself." Ganesha replied, "Lord Shiva has appointed me in charge of this region since its inception. But you seem to be conceited above yourself. You are just one normal human, and it is not seemly to try to boss over us, the divine attendants here. Your foolhardiness will not be tolerated. There are 6 regions here: Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipurika, Anahata, Vishuddha, and Agnya, each under the charge of formidable warriors. You can never confront them. It is an unrealistic idea to try to gain access to Tarakapuri. Abandon it and go back." The prospective yogi took offense at these words. He set about his strategy. He took his rifle, prepared the charge with the explosives, and fired the pellet with the ignition, taking aim with his Paraka Kumbhaka exercise. The 6 regional heads were dismayed by the loud report. After some deliberation, they were able to understand it. They felt, "That is it. This one is a fervent devotee of Lord Shiva, set on reaching Tarakapuri. He is not only a sacred guru of the highest order but also has superior valor and strength. There is no way I could anger him." Once they were aware, they could not afford to confront him. With great enthusiasm, the yogi launched the weapons through the process of Kumbhaka Pranayama. It generated brilliance by means of Ashtajyotis. Besides this celestial brilliance, the sun, moon, and stars appeared in the firmament. It destroyed the envelope of dark ignorance and afforded spiritual illumination. From then on, his transition became easy. He passed through the Ida Pingala Sushumna stages and proceeded to the Tarakapuri via the passage of Brahma equals Nodi. He was now able to hear the sonorous resonance of the divine syllable Omkara, mixed with the rumbling and tintinnabulation of kettle drums and bells. He finally saw Lord Shiva shining with the cool brilliance of the moonlight and seated amidst the dazzling thousand-petaled lotus. He recited his passionate prayers, O Chandrasekhara, Shambhulinga. You are the exclusive administrator of the process of creation, sustenance, and dissolution. You are the four-faced Brahma, the designer and sculptor of all the macrocosms. All the 10 directions are in your charge. They constitute your attire and also your encumbrance. You are the very supreme soul that is both manifest in form and enigmatic in formlessness. You are the very Amora Nareyana now residing in the Kaiwara shrine. With your limitless benevolence I have been able to see through all worldly futilities and worldly delusion and have realized your presence. The Lord was pleased with his passionate, staunch devotion and endowed him with the rare status of Mukti. It elevated him to the status of a yogi and confirmed his sainthood. He now transcends the concepts of birth and death. Like the river that loses its identity in the ocean, the individual soul merged with the Supreme Soul, and Narayana became the very Parabrahman. Every word that came out of his mouth became an actuality, whether a boon or a bane. He attained what is known as Vaksiddhi, his word and will, which meant inevitable reality. After 9 months of stern observance of the penance, Narayana was endowed with a range of paranormal faculties and attained affiliation with the ultimate soul. He came out of the grotto, picked up some pebbles lying there, and put them into his mouth. The pebbles turned at once into sweet candies and melted into his mouth. It was a verification of his spiritual accomplishments, as indicated by Parade Shah Swami in the past. He also thought of the directive given by the shepherd boy, who was actually the very Almighty, at the temple of Narasimha Swami.